Yeah, first up, we just ran into this. This is a Honda Civic Type R. Looks halfway decent from the rear. Our structure looks all good. Obviously, rear bumper cracked up down here. But what do we got going on? Oh, some nice front end damage. Wow, these cars were like, they came out and then it's like nobody even talked about them ever again. But this one's got some substantial front end. What looks like, obviously all the coolers, the frame. I'm guessing this pulled the frame a little bit. Well, these look like they're angled rails. Again, they've got these front end frame rail extensions with the front crash bar. So even though it looks pretty gnarly, I think this is something that could be reworked out. There's just a solid amount of work here, a solid amount of parts that have to be replaced. 9,879 miles. What do we have for airbags? Let's open this slowly. We got all of them. We got a curtain. We have the dashboard over there, of course, the steering wheel, but we also have a 6-speed manual transmission and the seat airbag. These all locked up. Yeah, our seat belts are going to be need to be repaired too, but the interior is in immaculate, like brand new shape. Pretty cool find there. So this is the car we came here to see. One of Alex's dream cars he's been talking about forever, the CL65 AMG. And it's pretty beat up. We're gonna go around it, but what are your first impressions?
Well, I love it. 46,000 miles. I like black on black. The interior is like new. I love it, but right off the bat, I gotta say I'm freaked out with the roof. That scares me.
This is a really weird situation car. All the damage on it is contained on the driver's side here, but it spans from the rear. Obviously, it took out the glass that was on the way, so the rear glass here, this is all just destroyed, but it's even bowed in the center here. Of course, our sunroof is gone. They did a beautiful job taping this up because we're going to open up and show you in a second. The interior is spotless. You've got the front glass, the windshield, and then, I mean, look at the front, and then the hood. There's just dents all over it. I don't know if like a tree and then the limbs on the side, some really hefty limbs took all this out, and on top of it, you can clearly see the difference in wheels. These are definitely the wheels that came on the car. This is a spare replacement. This is not the correct wheel. So it might have even done enough damage to take out something in the suspension or to mess up one of the wheels. I don't even know why that's missing. That's just weird. But this is, yeah, 46,000 mile example. Crazy. Let's see if we can pop this hood really quick. Oh. All right, so yeah, I'm seeing something gone right off the bat, Alex. You see that?
And that was the first thing I knew was going to be missing. There's a carbon fiber piece here that is a couple $1,000s, and it takes 1 second to remove. It's just clipped, so that's a given. If that was still there, it'd be weird.
Just saw how out of shape this car is and how much body work it would require. But on the flip side, when I see an engine bay, that everything is perfect. I mean, everything is just beautiful on. With the exception of that missing cover. There's no smash pieces in the front because, you know, each one of these coolers adds up, especially on a V12. I replaced a radiator on a V12 once, and even though they list some of the regular, you know, E500 or E550 radiators as fitting the V12, they just don't. This is all pretty proprietary. Is that right? Like most of these coolers are proprietary to this car.
It's going to be very difficult to find these coolers aftermarket. I mean, they even have AMG tags on them, so they weren't even used on the normal Mercedes cars where you can cross-reference parts. So those are going to be expensive. We've talked about these coils before, and they look original. These are like $1,000 each, and they're so brittle. Even when you do spark plugs on these cars, sometimes they break and you have to replace them. So
yeah, $1,000 each pack. So you're talking about $1,000, $2,000. Is that a service item that's like they tell you to change at 100,000?
No, it's not a normal maintenance item, but you do have to do the plugs. I forget when, but when you do them, these things, it's one long bank, and if you don't take it off right, you could tweak it and break the circuit boards inside. We would quote customers up front and be like, we might break your coils because it's very possible. They've updated these on the newer V12 cars to be individuals.
What's the situation? Because I had an S600, similar engine, but I think this has different turbos on it, right?
Different turbos. It's a little bit bigger. This is a 6-liter. The other one's a 5.5.
Okay.
So I forget what the horsepower spec is on those, but this is 604 and then 738 pound-feet. And then you tune these things, and they have like 700 horsepower. They're nuts, and they're very, very good engines.
is 700 foot-pounds of torque out of the box.
Yeah.
Incredible for a 2006.
Right.
So let's go ahead, close this. Yeah, so the hood is obviously, it's tough to see with this piece of white tape here, completely out of alignment. Look at how it's almost rubbing. Well, it is rubbing. This side fender, again, the passenger side of the car, there are those wheels, is pretty much perfect. And we're gonna go in the interior on the driver's side because that is not completely taped off. 46,000 miles. It basically looks like a brand new car. What I can't get over are these door sills. Look at these door sills. They're made out of solid metal. These are the sort of materials you used to get in these AMGs. I don't really know. Are they that good now?
Yeah, they look just as good. I think some of the stuff is more robust on the older cars, but
I mean, this right here, this is something that I had on SL600. And this is, again, solid metals, but usually these get really scratched up with time. What do you think? Look, this car still has battery power.
Sam, there's like 9 screws that hold this piece on. Like, come on. Some cars have 2 clips.
So we got battery power. We're going to see if this fires up and how good it sounds. Let's see here. Wow, it sounds incredible. Fires right up. Oh, you can smell it. Someone, come on. Oh yeah, look. They cut those mufflers off. Yeah. Clean. You see that? Let's see here. Yeah, this thing is basically straight piped. So with all that, Alex, what do you think?
As a first rebuild on my channel, I think it is asking for a lot, mainly because of the roof situation. But man, the low mileage, the interior, I'm hoping the other wheel is maybe in the trunk and it's fixable, but I would consider for the right price. If it went for like under 10, I would seriously consider it. But you could buy this car with a clean title, I think for like 35 to 40, totally minted out. So got to take that into consideration. If it's going to cost you like 5 to 8 grand to fix the roof and it's still going to have a branded title, I don't know. It's a tough one, but this goes up for, we got a couple weeks, so we'll see when it goes up, and we'll see how the bidding goes.
So the Mercedes that we just checked out is a couple cars behind this pickup right here, and this is how far out this yard goes. It is literally a mile from that wall there to the wall over there in the back. This is the second largest Copart yard in the entire country. This Copart yard is so big that you actually just hop in random cars to get wherever you need. Just kidding. This is Alex's personal car.
Where would you like to go, Sam?
Yeah. This is up Alex's alley right here, a phony 427. While it does have the really cool 4-speed manual transmission, it also comes complete with a good amount of mold and rust and peeling single stage paint. This is not a real 427, but what I see sitting right next to it is a car that a lot of people ask me about. I know little to nothing about Miatas, but I do know that this is one of the more desirable generations right here, and clearly this one's been modified. It has these aftermarket wheels and tires. It's been lowered, it looks like, and it has some quarter panel damage, but this is a pretty small section of the quarter panel. Yes, this is not the easiest thing to deal with, but this is something that can be repaired, and you could probably do somewhat of a repair job in your home garage. At least this is something I would attempt. The bumper has been shifted a little bit, but again, once you get this all sorted out, you'll be good. You need a tail light. Come around to this side over here. We got some suspension stuff here, which would give you an opportunity to upgrade the suspension if it hasn't already been upgraded already. I see a blue coupler down there, so there's some stuff going on. Let's pop this hood and see if this story gets any more interesting. So we definitely have that aftermarket lower diffuser here. Ooh, we got zip ties holding things on.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. Turbo. Flying Miata. Now, Flying Miata is a pretty big Miata modifying organization. Whether this was genuinely done by Flying Miata, I don't know. But right here, this is the sort of stuff that you don't know until you come out and sometimes put your hands on it, although they might have a picture of all this. We've got a turbo Miata that could potentially go for really cheap, and again, has tolerable damage. Can we tell if this has any sort of adjustable suspension? Doesn't really look like it. This could be a fun car, man.
Dude, I like it. It takes the word stance to a whole new level right there.
Well, yeah, I think that's accidental stance nation right there. All right, Alex, let's see. Can I fit in the Miata? And more importantly, will the Miata start?
I'm gonna say yes and no.
All right, I'm gonna say no and yes.
Ah.
Okay, first of all, look, it's not as tight as I thought. First of all, these seats, no way. Brake pedal is firm. I'm gonna say, well, I was wrong on the first one. Let's see. I think we got a dead battery. Yeah, dead battery. Although this is, you can see why people like this. This is literally like takes the meaning of, you know, a car that feels like a go-kart to another level. This is so tiny. We got this aftermarket steering wheel. Let me see that really quick. We've got these cool gauges. This car's got some pretty neat mods in it. So every time I pass up a really cool vintage car, you guys light me up. So I'm gonna have Alex, who is a muscle car fanatic, explain us around this one. I'm guessing, what is the Camaro?
It's a rally sport, back when rally sports had V8s in them. So this is a 327. And I mean, this is still definitely a pretty cool car. It's got a bunch of little car show cards in there. So someone loved this at some point. And it doesn't really look all that bad.
Now 327, that's a, what is that, small block?
Yeah, it's a small block. It'd be, I guess, around a 5.3-ish, but they didn't go by that back in the day. But yeah, it's a first gen, so 67, 68, 69. It's got some aftermarket wheels I'm not a huge fan of. Hideaway headlights, super cool. Those flip up if they work. But yeah, overall, it looks like a really nice driver, like, you know, kick off your muscle car hobby.
Man, this looks like an awesome spec Tesla. I wonder if it's a P90 or P100D, but it's got these really big, I think they call these turbine wheels. We've got that awesome glass roof up top. Missing a trim piece here that doesn't look like a big deal yet, but this quarter's got some issues, and likely this door gap is off. It says quarter pushed outward, buckle. So from right here, we don't know what the other side looks like. It's probably not going to be that good if all of that pushed that way. 100D, wow, I'm surprised that this is only 100D. I thought this would be a P100D. Oh, and here's our issue. This is really nasty. So we've got a substantial amount of unibody damage here. Got a rip just straight up in the door. Door frame completely twisted, destroyed quarter, other side destroyed quarter. I mean, you literally need the back third of this car if you want even to begin to repair it. Then we're not even talking about suspension components, the subframe down here that's destroyed. Got a lot of stuff going on. This is a Rich Rebuilds Parts Car Special 100D. We've got a 100 kilowatt hour battery, dual motors, a lot of amazing parts on this car, but personally, I would not even consider rebuilding it. Well, this is the first Cullinan I've ever seen in person, and it's not at a dealership. This is incredible. This is why I love these salvage auctions. I say it all the time. It's not a bunch of Toyota Camrys. We have a brand new Rolls Royce Cullinan, $500,000 SUV sitting here at a salvage yard for obvious reasons. Destroyed wheel. This frame looks pretty darn good right here. Looks like the massive fender just is gone. I'm guessing a body shop took a look at this and decided whether or not to total it. So far, the damage looks really tolerable. I don't see anything on this side. Got the orange on black two-tone wheels. The orange stitching in the interior, we're gonna get in there in a second. 3,022 miles. This is a basically new car. And what I don't see is any super significant frame damage. Okay, we do have this front quarter, this front fender issue, but if we go and look, this door has definitely been misaligned. So there was some hard impact in this front corner. We probably got suspension issues, definitely a bunch of brackets down in here that are gonna need to be replaced. What I'm seeing down there also looks like subframe maybe. See that arrow? It looks like a cracked piece of metal hanging. That is all stuff that is usually a module, a piece that can be put in. Let's go and hop in the driver's seat and see what the interior of this car looks like. Now look at the interior in this car. All custom. This must have been ordered. Orange stitching, gray, black. Then we've got this matte wood. It is gorgeous. We've got leather everywhere. Material changes everywhere. These really solid metal switches, knobs. This car's on a completely different level. Now getting in, oh, these seats are really nice and comfy. No airbags anywhere. That huge sunroof you would expect in a car like this. Massive back seat. Look at all this leg room. You could really be driven in this car. A really nice car. I am darn surprised though, they did not decide to repair this car. I didn't see this at first, but this paint job is gorgeous. It's a metallic black, but it's like a lighter shade of black. It's really, really unique in person. Open up the rear suicide doors. Again, that huge back seat. That this is a car that you could easily be driven in. We've got that really fancy, it's just a light. It's a really fancy LED light. All of the fasteners to things probably here in the interior and exterior right here on the floor, which is a good thing because Rolls Royce fasteners are really expensive. We've got our really nice door sills here that say Cullinan. This is a crazy color, crazy spec car. Calling my good friend V-Tune, this is a frame repair special. Yes, this is a Lamborghini, just like the one I have, same exact color. This is a regular black, non-metallic LP 560-4, so the all-wheel drive model, 560 horsepower, but this is a coupe, which makes it more desirable than the one I have. It also is perfect on the back 2/3 of it here. That front is pretty smashed, but it's got that awesome glass engine cover, something I wish I had. Now let's go back to the front end because this is no easy task. Your front end frame is destroyed, but they do sell all of these frame components either from Lamborghini or most likely you're gonna buy them from a parts recycling facility. If you watch my collaboration with V-Tune, he helped me fabricate these frame pieces right here. They're about $5 grand a piece from Lamborghini. So you got one side here, you got one side over there. Both of those are destroyed. But really the main task here is going to be to replace our main frame structure. There's 4 beams, lower and upper on each side, and those are all pretty much caved in. Again, if you were able to get this entire front end from a parts recycling facility, with the magic of a good frame guy like V-Tune, he could get this to work. And I mean, if you look where the suspension right there, where the upper control arm mounts to that upper frame point there, and also I believe on this side, it's tough to see. Yeah, this is all still straight. I mean, we've got what is likely a drivable car once the electrical stuff is sorted out, because we did have an airbag deployment here. Now hopping in the interior, we've got kind of this caramel colored leather. We've got the black leather on the upper console. Unfortunately, we do have that dashboard airbag which was deployed. No curtain, no seat airbags. I don't believe this car does have curtain airbags. And we have a custom Alpine sub right there. That's pretty neat with that diamond stitching to match the rest of the car. Really, really well taken care of. This is definitely a car that, I mean, even right here on the front end, look, this wheel doesn't appear to have any blemish on it whatsoever. Those beautiful yellow calipers. If Mr. V-Tune was on this job, he could make this look new again. That's gonna do it for the second largest Copart yard in the country. I wanna give a huge thanks to Mr. Legit Street Cars for hosting me. And I really hope you end up with that awesome twin turbo V12 AMG Mercedes.
With this guy helping me rebuild it in my garage, maybe I will end up.
Well, you know that really all I do is
you can hold the camera, right?
I give jobs to other people, so we'll get a couple other people involved. We'll get it like new.
Done.
Now, I want to tell you guys, if you're not already following me on Instagram, you could go right here or click the link in the description box below where you'll see pictures of cars like this before they hit YouTube. And I want to give a huge thanks to each and every one of you for watching today. I will catch you very soon.